Hello Bunny fans, welcome to another episode of the Bunny Coach podcast. How I decide which rabbit bonding support is right for you. One of the questions I'm asked most often is, how do I know which support option is right for me? And honestly, it's a really good question, because every rabbit parent, and every bond is completely different. People often assume I have a favourite package that I try to sell to everyone. I don't. In fact, I've recommended every single option to different people over the last few weeks. So today I thought I'd take you behind the scenes and explain exactly how I decide what level of support to recommend. The biggest misconception is that I only look at the rabbits. I don't. Equally, I don't only look at the owner either. It's the combination of everything. I'm looking at the rabbits, you, and your bonding goals. Obviously, the rabbits are hugely important. Have they met before? Have they had a fight? Has either rabbit been injured? Are we bonding a pair or a trio? Have there been repeated failed bonding attempts? How confident do the rabbits appear? How quickly are they adapting? Is there a disability or a complex background that we need to take into account? Or maybe an anxious personality? Sometimes I look at a pair of rabbits and think, actually, these rabbits are probably going to need a lot of tweaking as we go. That doesn't necessarily mean they need VIP. It's just one piece of the puzzle. This is the bit people often forget. Two people can have exactly the same rabbits, and I'd recommend completely different support. Why? Because people are different. Some rabbit parents love learning, they're happy watching the course, they enjoy understanding behaviour, they like taking the lead themselves. They just want somebody experienced there if they get stuck. They're perfect membership clients. Then I have other rabbit parents who say things like, I'm terrified of getting this wrong. I second guess every decision. I don't trust myself. What if I ruin the bond? Those people usually aren't lacking knowledge, they're lacking confidence. For them, having me actively involved throughout the process often makes all the difference to how they feel about it and how successful they are. The third thing I think about is what they're hoping to achieve. Some people say, I'd really like these rabbits bonded before Christmas, or I've taken a month off work and I'm going to dedicate myself to this. Others say, I'm in no rush, I'm happy if it takes 6 months, or I can only spend an hour every evening, I don't really have a whole lot of time. Neither is right or wrong, it just changes the type of support that's likely to suit them best. That's why you'll never hear me say everybody should join VIP or everybody should just buy the membership, because that simply isn't true. Sometimes all somebody needs is a kickstart call. Sometimes membership is absolutely perfect. Sometimes I know from the first 10 minutes that VIP is going to give them the best chance of success. Sometimes the best option is actually bonding bootcamp, where they come to me for bonding. Sometimes all somebody needs is a kickstart call to give them a tailor-made plan that they can go off and work through. I'll give you an example. Recently I spoke to two rabbit parents. Both joined the membership. One had bonded rabbits before. She'd already worked with another professional. She understood rabbit behaviour fairly well. She simply wanted an experienced eye on things and somebody she could ask questions if she got stuck. Membership suited her perfectly. The second rabbit parent was lovely, but she admitted she'd be a nervous wreck when it came to bonding. She was worried she'd make one wrong decision and ruin everything. As we talked, I found myself thinking, actually, VIP would probably suit this person much better. Not because her rabbits were necessarily more difficult, but because she wanted somebody beside her helping her make those decisions. That's the difference. One thing that's really important to me is that I recommend the level of support I genuinely believe gives you and your rabbits the best chance of a successful bond. Sometimes that's the cheaper option, sometimes it isn't. But I'd much rather recommend the right support than have somebody paying for something they don't actually need. I believe in recommending the support I genuinely choose if these were my own rabbits. Because if you're successful, you're much more likely to enjoy the process, recommend me to other rabbit parents and stay part of my community afterwards. That's much more important to me than making one sale. If you've looked at the options and you're still wondering, which one am I? Don't worry. That's exactly why I offer a free 15-minute bunny bonding clarity call. We'll have a chat about you, your rabbits, what you're hoping to achieve, and together we'll work out which level of support is the best fit. Sometimes you'll already know before we finish talking. Sometimes I'll gently suggest something different. Either way, you'll know you've chosen the option that's right for your situation. Every rabbit is different, every rabbit parent is different, every bond is different. That's why there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach to rabbit bonding, or to the support that I offer. If you'd like to explore the different ways we can work together, or you'd like my help deciding which one is right for you, you'll find everything over at thebunnyBondingCoach.com. And if you're still unsure, book a free 15-minute bunny bonding clarity call. I'd love to meet you and your rabbits and help point you in the right direction. I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for listening to the Bunny Coach podcast. I look forward to chatting to you next time.